everybody, welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. This video is really just more directed towards people who have a Golden Harvest V3 board in their lightsabers. I do want to just walk you through just how to get to certain settings and get you started, because there's a lot of little things in here to kind of understand and get to. So let's get started. We're going to start with something super simple, the volume. So what you're going to do, it's going to just be holding the button for 2 seconds. So we're just going to flip upside down a little bit, and 1, 2, and release. Volume control activated. And then you're going to see the blade light up to where it is on the blade. All the way up, all the way down, all the way up. So we're going to leave it about halfway. Adjusted. And then to set it, you just push the button. So there are two pretty in-depth menus in the lightsaber, and how you get to them is one is going to be accessed when the lightsaber's off, and the other is going to be accessed when the lightsaber's on. So let's start with the lightsaber off. What we're going to do is hold the button for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Sound menu. And it's as simple as just turning the lightsaber. So turning the lightsaber is going to go one direction with the sound font. And then going back, if you miss something, you just flip back the other way. And then to set the sound font in that you want, you just hit the button. So let's go, let's pick Cyborg. So now let's dig into the next menu, which is going to be a pretty big menu, which is the Saber Editor. In there, you're going to be able to adjust the ignition speeds on and off. You're going to be able to adjust some of the color profiles, gesture controls if you want to twist on and twist off, pixel, which is the length of the blade. So this way you adjust the actual settings for the saber to be able to read and act correctly with the size of your blade. So like in the review video, I was using a little bit of a longer blade. This one is a much shorter blade. It's probably about 6 inches shorter than the other one. So I'm going to want to set that pixel to this settings. All right, to get to the Saber Editor, we're going to hold this button, flip it upside down, and give a little spin. All right, so you heard the menu say select mode. So what we're going to do, we're going to push the button just to kind of cycle through and see what we have here. Pixel number. Actually, let's adjust that right now. So to select that menu, we're just going to hold this. So to adjust the pixel setting, what you're going to do, you have this little bright white little dot here. You're just going to turn, and you're going to see the dot kind of go up and down the blade. So what you want is the dot to get here and then just get past it. All right? And how you do that, you just turn. So for this blade, we're just going to adjust it so we're right at the tip and just one notch past. Then push and hold so it sets it. All right, let's see what we got next. Ignition speed. This one's a little tricky because you have to kind of judge it by memory. So whatever sound font that you're going to be in, you have to kind of time it in your head. It takes 1, 2, 3 seconds for that blade to kind of fully get to, for that sound font to get to the end of the tip. And 1, 2, 3 to get down, or maybe it's 1 second down. So what we're going to do is kind of adjust that the best we can. And then you have to just kind of go back and forth and edit it and tweak it. So, but we'll show you here. So we're in ignition speed. So let's get into that menu. This is what I mean. Like, you're not going to have the ignition font sounds going with you. But to adjust it, you're just going to turn it. So this will be quick. And then you can kind of just spin it. And it'll go really slow for a real dramatic entrance. Or you can turn it back to... You can make it really quick, just kind of like to the point where it just blinks on. See, that's pretty quick. That's just basically turning on. So for this sound font, we'll kind of go around there because I really don't remember what the ignition speed is. So you'll have to kind of dig into that yourself for each sound font that you want to adjust. Selecting the next mode, let's see what we got. Now that's the exact same thing as the ignition, except we're doing it in reverse. So how fast do you want it to close down? Really slow. If you want it to close a little bit faster, just turn off. So all we're doing is spinning. So you can also access the color profile from here as well. Stick with green for this. Okay. All right, now let's see what's in battle configurations. So the battle configuration can get a little in-depth. What you're gonna do is you're gonna select, let's say, like blaster block that we're on, and we're gonna get in there, and what you're gonna do is turn on or off certain things that you want it to do. So you can have blaster block as a button, or button and a swing. So how you do that is you're just gonna turn button and swinging. Button. So you can pick kind of how you want it to act. So that one's button and swinging. I'm just gonna use the button. All right, let's see what else we got. So force push, let's see what we got here. Button and swinging. Button and twisting. Button and swinging. So right now I have the force push on button and swing. So we're in gesture controls. So the gesture controls is going to be twist on, twist off. So let's see what configurations we have here. So the stab ignition, if you want to take it and stab it on, you can. I tend to not use that, so I'm going to leave that off. Next one. So if you swing it, it'll turn on. Now twist is pretty cool. So the twist, like you've probably seen in a bunch of my videos if you've seen the past ones, you just take and do a twist. So let's turn that on. So same thing, twist on, twist off, so let's turn that on. So here's the twist on, twist off, and stab on. By the way, sometimes the ignitions and the de-ignitions, they do this little fart thing, where like sometimes like if you're upside down, watch this, I think it'll do it. Just kind of like it's like burning out. It's pretty cool. It's fun. It doesn't do it all the time. Sometimes it's only like when you're upside down, or I think that just happened while it was up, and but it's pretty cool. Yeah, see, that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, this next setting is actually kind of important, and I'm saying that because I thought I broke the lightsaber, and it was just user error. Nothing was turning on. I heard the sound, but I didn't see the blade, and I didn't see the LEDs kick on. And apparently, there's a setting in here that I somehow tripped, and I don't remember doing it, but apparently I did because it was fixed. I reached out to Vader Sabers, and he knew exactly what the problem was, and it was fixed like that. So let me show you what that was, just in case it happens to you. All right, let's get back into the Saber Editor so I can show you where these settings are. So upside down and give a twist.
Saber Editor. Select mode.
Okay, let's navigate over to Effect Font Slot. So now in here, let's go into the menu. Now, as we scroll through, you're gonna hear things such as RGB or pixel. All right, now there's a few settings in there. I'm not exactly sure every setting, but RGB is more referencing to the in-hilt baselit lightsabers, which are going to be completely different settings, and they're not going to respond with the NeoPixel. So you want to look for the pixel one. So let's scroll through. Okay, so I'm just going to pick any one of these just to show you what exactly happened with me. So let's pick that. All right, see, now we're off. So I'm gonna start it back up, and you're gonna see that nothing's gonna happen. You'll hear it, but you'll see no blade, no LEDs or anything are gonna kick on. So that was the problem. The problem is that the setting was completely wrong. I somehow tripped it and I didn't realize I did. Let's dig back into that menu and switch it back on to one of the pixel settings. All right, so back upside down.
Saber Editor.
All right.
Select mode.
Let's get back over to the sound font thing.
File. Effect font slot.
All right, let's select in here. And now we're gonna scroll over to any of the settings that have the pixel on it.
5 in-hilt RGBA.
Nope.
6 in-hilt RGBW.
Nope.
7 pixel basic.
So pixel basic. So let's go with that and select that. And there we go, we're back on. So anything that really refers to the pixel is for the blade and this hilt with the NeoPixel connections and everything. Anything that refers to the in-hilt or the RGB is for a completely different lightsaber with the LEDs built into the hilt, and this will be hollow. It won't have any pixels in it. So if you're seeing this problem and you're hearing it, but you're not seeing any lights kick on, that's probably what the problem is. It's probably not broken. So let's dig through the menu a little bit while the saber is on, all right? So we're gonna do, all right? So getting to the first menu, a lot of it's just based on timing. So the first menu is color profile. So it's 1, 2, push. So color profile, same thing. So they're pretty much the same thing in both menus here. You can push forward, purple, and you push back to blue. So let's stick with that. Then we're just gonna push to set. So next to the menus is the exact same thing, but twice. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. So blade effects. Blade effects, you have classics 1 through, I don't know, 6, and then different waves. So let's go through a few of these settings here. We're just gonna twist. See, so we've got the flicker. The classics are more of just the flickers at different speeds. So Dark Saber has its own specific setting. So if you want a Dark Saber look, you just go in there, flick into the Dark Saber. Okay, it looks like we're back to the classics, back to the beginning. All right, so let's leave this back on Classic 1 so it's straight. So the next layer of effects that you can put on here is cycling through the button. Looks like we've got like blinking, some sparks. Now we've got some little spots kind of going through. You can see the effect more on the black shirt here. And we're just cycling through them just by pushing the button. So to access the lockup feature, as if two lightsabers were clashed together, we go turn on. It's a little tricky. It took me a little while to figure it out. But what you're gonna do is hold the button, release, and then twist. Then you should see the white somewhere in the middle. So I think what I'm gonna do is down the exposure here just a little bit so we can see what's going on in the blade. All right, so hold the button, let go, and then twist. There we go, see? Now it'll float back and forth when you kind of just tilt the saber a little bit. So you guys can be like, so it's pretty cool. I like that. And then just push the button again to deactivate it. So the next thing we're going to look at is how to get the tip drag. So what that is that you'll have like kind of like a white area over here. So this is pretty much the same as the lockup setting. It's hold, release, and turn, except we're going to do it upside down. So here we go. Ready? Turn it on. Okay, push the button, hold, and then turn. 1, 2. And then to release it, we just hit the button again. Button again, remember it's gonna be 1, 2, release, twist. 1, 2, release, twist. And then push the button to release it. All right, so this one is the melt mode. It's the same thing as the other ones, except we're going to stab instead of twist on this one. All right, so this is going to be 1, 2, release, and then stab. So I turned the exposure down on the camera really far, so everything behind me kind of looks black, and I've just got my light over here just lighting me so you can see me. But what I want to do is show you what's going on in the tip during the melt, because it's very similar to the drag feature, except you'll see a little bit more colors like yellows and everything in here. So let's go get that going up here. 1, 2, release, stab. So if you move it around, you'll see it'll kind of move with you. And now you can see more of the yellows rather than just the tip drag, which is only the white, which is a little bit more up here. This kind of fluctuates, maybe like the top 10% or so of the blade. And then to release it, you just push the button. That's it. So the other cool mode that's in this is power saving mode. So if your battery is running a little bit low, you can always just kick this right into power save, and it's going to turn down the brightness of the blade and allow you a little bit more juice out of the battery so you can get a few more minutes out of it. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to turn this down so you can see that the blade itself is actually going to dim down a little bit. Okay, now this is simple. You push the button, give a stab, and hopefully you'll see, I'll put my hand here, hopefully you'll see the blade dim down. Push and stab.
Power saving activated.
So it dimmed down, and then to deactivate that and turn it back on, push button and stab.
Power saving deactivated.
Now while I'm doing that, I'm holding the button down. All right, so let's hold the button.
Power saving activated.
Okay, hold the button.
Power saving deactivated.
All right, and that'll save you some juice if your battery's running down. So another really super useful setting is the battery check. So that is really simple. It's off, you're gonna hold the button and you're gonna give it a stab and it's gonna turn on. So I have 70% left, and you can see it. It's gonna show you how much you have left, how much you have used already. So I've used about, what was it, about 30%, I think it was, of power. So you saw a black here. So let's do that one more time. Okay, watch. This is the used. I love the visual features that the Golden Harvest has. It's very... Now, like many of the other lightsabers out there, this does play audio tracks, which I'm not going to play more than maybe a second or so, because I don't want it to get flagged for obviously copyright reasons. But I'm going to show you how to access it. You can just push the button and give a twist. So I hope this video kind of helped to point you in a direction of just understanding what the Golden Harvest board does. I think I covered everything. If I missed anything, I'm very sorry. But feel free to put that down in the comments and I'll see if I can dig up the answer for you. But you truly just have to get in there and fiddle with things and see what you personally like. If you like the waves or the colors or, you know, whatever, how fast and how slow you want the blade to come in and out. So that's all personal preference. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do hope it helped. This is the Fallen V2 from Vader Sabers. I'll have the links and everything down below. And please drop down and give this video a like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. We do have a lightsaber giveaway sponsored by Vader Sabers at 10,000 subscribers here. So you want to make sure you hit that notification and subscribe so you can get more details as we get closer to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you again for stopping by, and again, be safe and kind out there in the world. See you on the next video. Take it easy.